Design Dungeon. Welcome to Design Dungeon, where we take characters from cartoons, video games, movies, or what have you, and analyze their visual designs. This time we will be going over the Cartoon Network original show, O.K.K.O. by Ian James Quartry. The show centers around a young aspiring hero, K.O., who becomes an employee for Mr. Gar's superhero supply and bodega, in order to learn how to be a superhero. One thing to note about this show is that a lot of characters have alternate forms and outfits that reveal a lot about the characters. In some cases, they're better than their normal designs. So when ranking them, there will be a bonus based on how their costumes or alternate forms reveal or reflect upon their character. So without further ado, let's begin with our protagonist, K.O. K.O.'s color scheme mainly consists of his blue jacket, white undershirt, red workout bands, pink leg warmers. It's clearly an analogous palette in the vein of 80s fashion. Give it a B though. I really think the leg warmers should favor either the red purple or blue purple. Right now it just seems to be somewhere in the middle with that neon pink. For K.O.'s conveyance, well, just look at him. He's the young, energetic protagonist. With that silhouette defining hair, he sticks out as a main character. His color palette is one that's very common in American superheroes. Yet his garments reflect an athlete who you'd seen running a marathon. In short, he's a young, athletic hero who's ready to prove himself. Conveyance is a solid A. As mentioned before, K.O. is a great example of taking established tropes and symbols while still maintaining an authentic character design. It's clear the vest, headband, and wristbands are elements similar to Ryu from the Street Fighter franchise, yet these elements have been changed to suit the show and are, for lack of a better word, urbanized. Also, K.O. has a very recognizable silhouette. He stands out not only among the characters of his show, but also among characters who are made using the popular beanhead style. Possibly the apex of this art style, K.O.'s authenticity is an A+. K.O., being the protagonist, has some variant outfits and forms, one of which has even gotten its own entry gear. Those that do show a bit of his personality, one of which effectively boils down all of his positive traits and bears them for all to see. His puppy dog form. Just look at him, he's adorable! As for the variant bonus, K.O.'s grand total is an A+, possibly the pinnacle of this art style. Despite being simple, the colors and elements show his character to the audience effectively. Radicles is one of K.O.'s co-workers and is something of an older brother to him. His color scheme is very pleasing, consists of an analogous palette of green, cyan, and blue with pink pants to complement the disco aesthetic of the show. Unlike K.O., the cyan and green counterbalance the pink and make the color a lot more tolerable, starting strong with an A-. For conveyance, well, it's pretty dang obvious he's an alien. He has some muscle to him, yet he's clearly skipped leg day. What's really good is his body language. He's being presented as K.O.'s cool older brother, so that's solid conveyance, B+. As for authenticity, I've seen better aliens, and I have seen far worse. If it weren't for the cool dude persona that he tries to put on, I'd rank him much lower. B. Speaking of his try-hard cool guy persona, one variant design that really showed off his character was his younger self in a flashback. It shows that he always wanted to be cooler than he was, only now he has actually achieved that look. An A for the bonus. Radicles barely managed to make it to greatness with an A-. Now for Enid, K.O.'s other friend and fellow employee at the bodega. She has a very limited palette of blue, dark blue, and violet hair. It's solid, but it's not as strong as Radicles or KO. A B+. Unfortunately, Enid's bodega uniform hampers her conveyance. The only thing that hints at her ninja abilities is her arm wrappings. Fortunately, much like the previous entries, her body language is quite strong. Boy, is she aloof. Extremely so. A B for body language. With Enid's base design being quite minimal, there isn't much flair to it save for the wrappings. Much like KO, you could say she's a modern take of the ninja, so I'll put it at a B+ for now. As for variant designs, that's where Enid shines. She has several variant designs that reflect different times in her life, two of which really stick out to me. The first is her witch outfit, which she wore at her home. It shows her heritage and what she wanted to show her family while keeping her true nature a secret. The other outfit is the one from the episode Monster Party. I understand she had to wear the crop top to work, but why is this not her regular outfit? That's the real take on the modern ninja. Both of those designs are leaps and bounds better than her original. So her variant bonus is a triple S, which is basically the only reason her final grade is an A+. Now that we've covered the employees, it's time I graded their boss, Mr. Gar. Let's see, his palette is complimentary. Pink tie with desaturated green pants and dark green shoes. It's functional, matches the established theme, just not very interesting. Color's a B. Now conveyance is where Mr. Gar shines. He's the tough boss guy who's got the stiff upper lip and muscles to back it up. No questions here, it's an A. Authenticity's alright too. The design fits with the show, and I can't help but think there could have been more to distinguish it from other muscle-bound authority figures. I mean, it's obvious he's based off of Mike Hagar. I'll just give him a B+. Now, Mr. Gar really only has one variant, but it is a major one. Behold, Elbow! Yeah, what a cheesy name. Regardless, this outfit shows Mr. Gar in his youth, and it shows a side of him that he tries to hide. It's everything that a flashback design should be. Elbow grants the bonus of an A, bringing Mr. Gar's total to an A-. Next is Carol. Her scheme is a mix of analogous and complementary colors that mesh very well with how they are arranged. The deep purple with the faded blue on her exercise suit. Her red gloves and headband go together very well with her hair. Her hair also contrasts well with the suit. It's the most sophisticated color scheme thus far. Naturally, she gets an A there. Now I'll give anyone who hasn't seen the show 3 guesses as to what role she takes on in the show. Yeah, she's KO's mother. It's quite obvious due to her sporting the same red headband and gloves in a similar manner to her son's armbands. The gym wear, of course, relates to her job as the dojo instructor. Just her posture and expressions tell you how much KO takes after her. It's just great. A+. While the family resemblance is strong, she is different enough from her son visually to leave questions as to what KO's father looks like. Moreover, she has a distinct silhouette that easily sets her apart from the cast. Her authenticity is also an A. Much like Mr. Gar, Carol also has a flashback variant outfit that I have to say is more of a reaffirmation that she has not lost her energy. Sure, being KO's mother has changed her, but that energy is still there in both designs, even if her modern design is not as wild as her old outfit. Honestly, I could straight up do an entry for her variant costume, but I don't have the time in this already 2-parter, so let's just give this bonus an S. Which brings Carol to being the first S-ranked character on the show. Last on this video is TKO. K.O.'s prepubescent angst made flesh, and boy does he look the part! His red bands have been replaced by dark purple spiked armbands, which actually make the pink leg warmers look better. Strangely enough, he's also got some purple makeup and darker hair. But personally, I like his color scheme. A lot better than the original, so I'll give it an A. As for TKO's conveyance... Sensational! TKO's authenticity suffers slightly. After all, making an evil alter ego to the main character isn't exactly a new concept. However, it's handled very well, and the design choices managed to change KO's silhouette from the chipper protagonist to the brooding beast that is TKO. In many respects, TKO really is another character entirely from KO, despite being born from KO's frustration. Still just a B+ there. Despite being a technical rework of KO, I think that TKO represents a crucial stage in KO's growth as a person. That time being when you were an edgy middle schooler. Thus, I give TKO an S. Alright, so that'll do it for part 1. In the next part, we'll go over some of the villains, and maybe as a bonus episode, we'll get some of the miscellaneous characters in a bit of a lightning round. See you next time on Design Dungeon.